Hello and welcome to the AllMadeUp podcast with me, Harry Stachini.
Me, Lewis Coleman.
And me, Ben Hart.
The show where each week a guest joins us in the writer's room to create a story like you and we have never heard before.
Not quite knowing what's around the corner or what we'll find along the way, as this podcast is exactly what it says on the tin.
It's all made up.
Nice, you played the cop for the first time.
I like that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think you missed the first flick as well.
I did. I was panicking. I'd not thought about it until then. What have I got in front of me? A cup.
Yeah. Well, it was a good effort.
They say do comedy about what you know.
Yeah.
And I've got a cup.
Yeah, with your own face on it. But yeah, hello everybody for tuning in once again. We do appreciate it. Hope you're all having good weeks, good days. I don't know when people tend to listen to this, morning, afternoon.
Yeah, well, yeah, a lot of people have been downloading it like every single day. Obviously, different people. I don't think the same people are downloading it every day.
That would be really sad.
But,
re-download.
yeah, you can't really anticipate when people are downloading it because we're getting them all across the week now, which is good.
Yeah.
We've had 150 downloads this week.
All across the world,
Smashing
mate.
it now,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always 5 o'clock somewhere, they say, don't they?
Yeah.
Except for our podcast.
If you listen to a pod, what time would you listen to one?
I tend to listen to them a lot when me and Melissa are driving to Scotland. It's like 3.5 hours, so we just put a couple of podcasts.
You don't want to talk.
And when I'm in work, it's easier than talking. We can pause it and talk about things in between.
Yeah. She goes, why are we listening to your podcast?
Up for listeners, Melissa. We're going to download it on your phone and mine.
Usually on way at work for me.
Wait for work.
Is it?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I'd say in the car. Sometimes if I'm cooking, I might have something on. But I used to, on the Staff Room podcast when I was doing that years ago, there was a woman who told me she would just listen to it wasn't visual. She'd just listen to it sat on a sofa, and I was like, I feel like it's quite intense. Just sat listening to a podcast.
Oh, that's nice.
Hands on knees.
Yeah.
It's like pre-television.
I think
nice.
they're good for background, aren't they? Like, there's someone who walks their dog who listens to it. I know that.
Yeah.
My sister has it on the big screen at home.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How are you guys watching it, listening to it, consuming it?
Yeah.
Say in the comments. Tell us, how do you listen to
Yeah.
this podcast or watch it?
Yeah, exactly. None of you will.
Yeah. I was thinking about that dog. Like, imagine the older it gets, the longer the episodes get. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
When we started out, they were like 40 minutes the episode. Now they're like an hour and 15. This dog must be like, it's winter. I'm tired now.
We've grown as a unit, haven't we?
Oh, absolutely.
Big time.
And a lot's gone on. But in both of our, we've all been away recently. But
Yeah.
you were in Benidorm.
Yep, 6th time.
I was going to say how many times was it?
This year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the 6th and last time that I am going to Benidorm. So me and my mates, I think the first time we went it was on a stag do the first time for my cousin's stag do. And then I went on, I think, my brother-in-law's stag do. And then I went with my mates. And then I went with my mates again. And then I went with my mates again.
So you've been to Benidorm more as just a holiday rather than a stag?
No, but yeah, so I've been on like 3 holidays, but they're not really holidays, are they? They're just like 3-day, 4-day, absolute.
I went for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I took my dad.
I felt like I'd been away for 2 weeks on this 3-day trip. One lad stayed up for 52 hours.
No way.
Yeah.
52 hours.
He's only there for 48.
Yeah. You say you're never going back?
I can't go back yet. I've got a mouthful of ulcers. My spots are coming out.
Yeah.
Like I've just done it. You know what I mean? I've done it. I've lived it. There's nothing more for me to achieve in that little bit of land.
I've booked chaplains for a live show.
No.
Benidorm is not me at all.
I think you'd love it.
And I don't think I would. I'm telling you right now.
Well, how about this? I ain't the laddiest lad, me.
Really?
And yeah, which you probably already know.
Yeah.
I like putting myself out there, but they weren't happy this time because I brought pajamas in my suitcase.
Yeah, I wouldn't let you
What
sleep.
do you mean pyjamas like?
So I weren't cold at
shorts.
night. Like pajama shorts, pajama top, and they were kicking off at that.
Yeah,
I would take that.
Yeah.
I've never been to Benidorm, but I'm not taking my PJs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
On a lad's holiday as well. Are we staying in tonight, lads?
Yeah.
Braid each other's hair.
I think the only way that's acceptable on a lad's holiday in Benidorm is if your pyjamas are from JD.
Yeah.
They were my Christmas pajamas.
Yeah.
My mum got me them.
So they weren't like a theme. If it was like a theme, maybe it was like pajamas night. We'll all go out in pajamas. That might work.
Yeah, they weren't. But like it was freezing as well. We had like the thinnest layer. It was hot during the day, but freezing at the night.
Yeah.
And I had these PJs, so I was sweet. But they weren't happy that I was comfortable. You know?
Were they surprised that you liked Ben 10 as well?
yeah.
I think it was they were lace.
But
He's got a full like 90.
What's wrong with it, lads? What's wrong with you?
They were.
I identify as cold.
Yeah, it feels nice on my skin.
We all went as wrestlers. 14 of us went as wrestlers. So I was Ric Flair, and then we had
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
John Cena,
Triple H.
Kurt Angle. Triple H wasn't one.
Do you have an Undertaker?
Big Show, no Undertaker. You would have thought one of my mates, Andy, who looks like Undertaker, but he went as Randy Savage, Macho Man.
Kurt Angle?
Kurt Angle was there, yeah. So there was plenty of people like stopping and being like, flipping it, you've done a good job there, lads. You've done really well.
With The Rock? Anyone do The Rock?
Someone got The Rock, but it's not a very good costume, The Rock.
It's
just your eyebrow up for 72 hours.
Has he had a stroke?
I want to tell you something, but I'm trying to remember what it was about it. Was it...
People were taking pictures with you, weren't they?
Yeah, because I was dressed as Ric Flair, Nature Boy. Woo!
How many times did you do that then?
Too many. My voice was sore by the end of it.
What are you going to tell us?
There was something I wanted to tell you about it. I'll see if it comes back to me anyway.
We can edit it, it's all right. Just take your time.
I mean, while I'm thinking of that, Harry, you've been away to Malta.
I have been away to Malta. Yeah, I was doing a gig last Wednesday in a cinema space, and it was an odd setup, right? Because it was for a betting company. And
Can't say it was.
They had no spotlight.
No way.
Yeah, so they had like two lights that came from the side of the stage, and then you had like an up lighting from the bottom. So you look like an illusionist, right? And what was weird was doing a gig and people eating popcorn, because everyone's obviously like walking in. You think if someone got the wrong screen, like this new Avengers film shit.
Yeah.
But I got there Tuesday. Was out on the Lash Tuesday night, which was with Tom Horton. That was a good laugh.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, I was very hungover. And Malta's gorgeous. Like, I wanted to go and have a walk around it and stuff like that. But I slept the entire afternoon. Woke up at 5:00. Went to go and have some food. Before I got on stage, I had 2 coffees, 2 paracetamols, 2 bottles of water, and then took 2 deep breaths and thought, "You can do this."
Live fast, die young.
Yeah. But I flew back Thursday, and then me and you had our gig Thursday evening at the golf club, which was such a different experience to Malta.
Well, I was just about to say, I've just remembered one of the stories from Benidorm, and it was obviously the day we went dressed out as wrestlers.
Yeah.
One of the lads had put together a quiz, like there was going to be a quiz round on the day. I can barely speak, my mouth is full of ulcers, that's why I keep stuttering. Anyway, we do this quiz, we're at a bar, and we ordered like 15, 16 shots of Bailey's, what is it called? Baby Guinness.
Yeah.
How many were there?
There were 14 of us, so it would have been like, I think, it was like one each, whatever. Anyway, it was, you got asked a question about your wrestler, and if you got the answer right, you could pass your shot on, and if you got it wrong, you had to drink your shot, basically. Yeah. Anyway, so the quiz goes round, and Andy, who's sort of like the quiz master, is asking someone like, "Oh, what's this about this wrestler?" And they'd answer it, and if they got it right, they got to pass it on. So the first one got passed to me, and I was like 7th in the queue, and then the second person got it right, and they passed it to me, and the third person got it right, passed it to me again, all the way up to 7. So I've done 7 shots of Baby Guinness, one after another, and then I get my question right. I don't know why, but I ended up getting it right. Anyway, went and threw up absolutely loads tactically, just got it out there because I thought if you've got 7 Baby Guinness in your system, you're not continuing with it. This was like 10 in the morning, so I wanted to make sure that I lasted.
You didn't want to ruin your pajamas, did you?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, turns out that Andy had already told them all the answers before we'd started, so it was a stitch-up basically.
No.
Was that before or after they realised you had pajamas?
I think that was the night of. Yeah, that morning, the night before, I'd wore pajamas. Yeah,
I think that's probably your punishment.
Sabotage that,
yeah. Fucking hell, he's got cotton bottoms.
You know, Malta, is that where the Malteser comes from? I don't know. I was just thinking then.
Yeah, I don't.
It's not a joke.
So.
I'm just asking. Like,
no, they do speak Maltese though.
Do they?
Yeah.
It's a lot of. Is it Queen used to live in Malta, didn't she?
Did she?
Or is it Malta she used to live? She used to live in a nice island when she was younger.
I thought it's lovely. It was 25 degrees. That was nice.
I think she went Benidorm. Definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of United fans
Loved
there.
it, Lizzie. Mechanical bull.
Anyway, who have we got on for today, Harry?
Yes, so our guest for today, everybody, is Danny Davies. You might recognise him from the What's Happening podcast. He is a Scouse comedian, funny lad. I've worked with him a few times, and I was actually on his podcast last week. So we're buzzing to have him on our podcast. Theirs is going far better than ours. But
whoa! Let's not put ours down like that. It's going very well, thank you.
Sorry, right, okay.
What a negative thing to say.
Right.
Maybe we'll replace you if you care.
Yeah.
Pajama game, we'll call the podcast.
Do you know what? Let me just apologise to all the listeners. Appreciate all the effort you've put in there.
Yeah,
and
I think.
Yeah. I'm disappointed in myself, boys. To be honest.
Take a walk.
You might get that back at the end of the podcast. I've just confiscated Harry's mug off him with his name on, and if he pulls it out today, then you can have it back. But I think you've got a lot of making up to do, actually.
I think I have, yeah. Well, Danny Davies is our guest, and I think it's going to break the tension when he arrives.
Yeah.
But we're buzzing to have him on.
And this is going to be all made up with Danny Davies. Enjoy.
It's all made up again. It's all made up again. It's all made up again. It's all made up again.
And we're back, everybody, with the brilliant Danny Davies.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for coming on the
Appreciate you
podcast.
getting me down.
No, mate, I appreciate you coming on. I was having palpitations because I thought I've not heard from you all weekend.
Oh no, I was hungover most of the weekend, to be honest.
Oh, sweet, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I went to my mates to watch the UFC Saturday, and we were sitting there, and we had like 4 hours before the fight started, and there's only so many games of FIFA you can have. So he was like, do you want to go for a pint? And I was like, all right, come on, but like he's in the Navy, my mate, so he drinks like
An animal.
like it's going out to date, and like so he's coming back to the bar. Shot of tequila and pints, and I wanted to go and have like 2 pints. But he's coming back.
You got
with
the real ales?
Yeah. He's coming back with like shots of tequila, and then we get a crate of bottles on the way back to his apartment, and then so that was Saturday night. So the fight didn't finish till like 5:30 Sunday morning. So it was in New York, and then I was going to the Liverpool game Sunday with Kyle Legacy.
Yeah.
So then I was up early, but not early, but I'd had like 4 to 5 hours sleep.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, when we got in early hours Sunday, my little brother was with me. He was driving, so he's drove us back, and like I got in, I was bladdered, and I just stripped bollock out. Thought I was getting into bed. I was like, I need to get as much sleep as I can. Yeah. And as soon as you lie down and you can feel the room moving, around you, and I was like, right, I'm gonna be sick. I was like, I'm gonna throw up. So I've just ran into the bathroom, bollock out at like 6 in the morning, being sick. And he's there offering me a pair of shorts around the door, filming me. So then fucking I get up Sunday, and then I was at like I was at the like a stadium's a bad place to be if you've got a headache.
Yeah, you
and
can't say keep it down.
Yeah. And if you think you're gonna be sick and noise is making it worse, a stadium's the worst place to be.
Yeah, especially Anfield.
Yeah. But we were sat right next to the cop, so we, it was it was a loud affair. Let's just say.
Yeah.
Let's just But yeah, it was.
Was that the? I'm not massive into UFC, but is this?
Well,
the lad?
Tom Aspinall lives in Atherton, which is right round the corner.
Interim heavyweight champion. He made it look easy as well.
Yeah, switched him off early doors.
Yeah, it was it was under a minute, I think.
Yeah.
If
1 minute, 1 minute 9 seconds, I think it was. I don't follow it that much though. I just remember that
it'd be terrifying, that, wouldn't it? Just being in an octagon with some lad that's hard as fuck.
Yeah,
mate, you come every week with me, so there's
maybe the character we make later is a UFC fighter. Who knows?
He could be. But it's just, I just think I've got all the respect in the world for professional fighters, but it's a crazy way to live your life, that, innit?
I want to choose to do that.
It's not like they're forced into it either. It's like especially the heavyweight, the fella he was fighting, Sergey Pavlovich. He's Russian, weighs like 265 pounds. He's just trained.
He's knocked like nearly everybody out who he's fought as well.
He was known for it. I think all of their fight times combined in the UFC, they'd both been in the cage across 12 fights. The combined, they'd been in the cage for like less than 5 minutes. Because they just go in and just clean people up and then go home.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You'd be annoyed though when you bought a ticket. You bought 300 quid for this. Yeah.
Man, it's not 100 quid.
Yeah.
You're fucking
Like,
lucky.
2 minutes. You get back in. Yeah.
Go again. Wake him up.
Yeah.
Go again.
Wake him up.
Get somebody else in.
Yeah. But lads, me and my mate, I think it was last year, we were looking at maybe going, because like the UFC very seldom comes to the UK, and it was in London. And like Paddy Pimblett was on the card, and like I think Leon Edwards was headlining it and stuff. He's from Birmingham, so me and my mate were like potentially pricing up going.
Yeah.
And we were looking, and to be right at the very back at the O2 Arena, where you'd have a better view just watching it on the telly anyway. The tickets were like, I think they were like 400 quid. And then
That's
obviously
mad,
you've then got to factor in getting to and from London, paying for the hotel, when all the prices are higher because the UFC's there.
Yeah.
And then we were looking, and like we didn't end up going, but we worked out it was cheaper to go to the event the following week in Paris and fly back the next day.
That's mad.
To go spend the night in London. So I just got I'd like to say I got the pay-per-view, but we just streamed it.
That's absolutely fine.
It worked out cheaper.
People are streaming this podcast. So.
Streaming it when you're at the venue.
Yeah, exactly. Watching the UFC going to bell today.
Just for the view, just because you can't see.
Yeah.
You're weirdly ahead. Yeah. You see that?
Cheering.
What's he seen? What's he seen?
It's like, you fucking dick.
Yeah. So you stream the football. You're like, don't tell me.
That's
Oh
funny.
yeah, I hate that. The football when it's like a minute ahead.
Yeah, it buzzes your pocket. You're like, oh.
The worst one's the Premier League app, because even if you're watching it live on telly, it's still like a minute or so ahead, like behind, even if you're watching it on Sky. So you're sitting there and like you're watching a counter attack just start, and your phone's like 1-0. You're like, lad, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have that problem if you support United.
No, yeah, every buzz is a goal. Another one.
But yeah, well, that's well, you're at a top weekend then, busy.
Yeah.
But our podcast, right, is like creating stories, right?
Okay.
Writing, whatnot. Obviously, when it's, I've seen you do stand up. I was actually doing one of your Danny Davies and Friends shows.
A couple of months ago, I think it was September, wasn't it?
Yeah, which was great, because it's mad, because it's like, obviously your podcast, you can sell them shows, like, which is unreal.
That's one of the benefits of it, to be fair. Is like I think because when I approached Hot Water about doing the show there, that was sort of one of the things I said to them. I was like, look, I said, I know I'm not as experienced or been going for as long as the majority of people who come here. Is like, but like I've got people who
sell the show,
who want to come and see me live, like I can put an ass on a seat, like at the very least. I might not, like the show might go horrifically, but we'll all get paid, so it's fine. You know?
It's mad that though, isn't it? That a podcast can do that. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. It's mad. Like all you've got to do is sit on a couch and chat shit, and then people want to come and pay to see you chat shit in person.
Yeah,
mate, you're smashing it though. Yeah, I think I remember you. How long you been going now for?
What comedy, the podcast?
Yeah, comedy.
Well, I done my first couple of gigs in like the first few months of 2020.
Yeah.
And then I was like, right, okay, well, I've made it.
Yeah. I got paid a $5 last week. Yeah.
I didn't even get paid the $5. It was gong shows.
One person laughed. Yeah.
It was me dad, he thought he'd come with me. And then like, so I done Beat the Frog, and then I done King Gong at the Comedy Store in Deansgate when that was still open.
Yeah.
And I went on stage, and as soon as he opened my mouth, someone went, "Scouse cunt," and put the card up. And I was
really?
I was like, wait, and I've brought people with me to watch. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm going to be on stage for 5 or 6 minutes, and like 2 minutes and 20 seconds in, I'm walking off stage, like trying to look like I'm not arsed. Do you know what I mean?
Seething.
Yeah, and then like,
Mike's still in your hand.
Yeah.
I've unplugged it and took it with me, and I got a souvenir. I'm taking it.
Lewis is sorry about that, by the way.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good. But then obviously like lockdown hit, so that so I obviously couldn't do anything. I done one Zoom gig. It was a Beat the Frog, and like
On Zoom.
What
about the delay?
Well, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. So I'm there. You've got an earpiece in, so you can hear the audience. But like you've got one in each ear. One doesn't work, and the other one's like 5 or 6 seconds behind. So you're trying to run new material that you're hoping works.
Yeah.
And there's a 6-second delay before they might laugh.
It's like the Premier League app.
Yeah, you should be experiencing that, man. Yeah.
What? I've been fucking gonged off. What's all that about?
I'm carrying it like that. I'm not leaving on the stage. That's funny. But like, honestly,
Is this allowed goal at a comedy show? What's all that about?
Use offside, lads. There's no one here. But like it was weird. So like, I just sort of spent like the 18 to fucking 20 months of lockdown.
Yeah.
Because like obviously for your first 2 years, no matter how good you think the material you're writing,
Yeah, you're just learning.
it's not gonna be. Even it might not be shit, but it's obviously like it comes with time that you're able to write a bit more effectively. So it's I thought like I'm just gonna for the whole of lockdown, because I got made redundant from the car phone warehouse. I'm smashing it, by the way. Made the most phone contract sales in 1 month.
Well, for them, they've closed down now, aren't they? So.
Well, of course, right? Yeah, so we all got made redundant, but like they kept paying me.
Really?
So I was just sitting there. I was like, okay. I was like, sad. So I was just writing, thinking I'll get all of the shit out the way before everywhere opens again. And then obviously when everything I was like, I mean, I hadn't had much experience obviously doing it, but like I'd spent time like writing, so it was like I was a bit more used to it. So
because I gigged with you a couple of weeks ago in Alfie Carter's gig.
Yeah, I like that gig.
I think you're like storyteller in your style anyway.
Yeah,
like it's like long form.
Yeah,
because you had that bit about the dog getting caught over the fence.
Yeah.
And was that new?
New. I mean, I've been doing it since I think I first done it on stage in like May.
All right,
so it's been going for a bit, but like it's quite like that whole bit. It's like in full. It's like a 20 to 25 minute like whole story which loops back on itself and stuff. So like if I'm doing like a 10-15 minute set, I've just got to sort of try and take the best bits from it and fit them in.
So you'll observe things and then go, right, I'm just now going to go tell that verbatim and then embellish bits here and there.
Essentially it's like, because like I mean like some like a lot of my sort of favourite comedians are like, so I watch a lot of stand-up comedy, and like a lot of my favourite comedians like people like Bill Burr and stuff, so like a lot of what they do is like it's storytelling, like whether or not all of it's true, it doesn't really matter. Like it can stem from the truth anyway. It's like I sort of like I try to write not in like a similar like style, but I like to sort of tell a story. I wouldn't sit and watch like sort of one-liners. So
of course, I'm the same as you.
Yeah,
I'm the exact same as you.
Yeah,
no, I try to just write the type of comedy I'd like to watch. And it is how I look at it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's true or not, because like you watch a play, you don't go, oh, that's not right.
Yeah, I'm not watching
you watch
it.
a play and go, it's not real, that.
I'm not on the West End. Like I don't believe the donkey and the ogre to be friends at all. Actually, this is
Sherry else should have that.
I'm not having Muppets definitely don't talk.
Yeah, but like I know I'm very similar. So something will happen to somebody else or me, and I'm like, oh, imagine if that happened. And
You just embellish, don't you? It was like my nan got so I do a bit about my nan getting a new TV. Yeah, it's like. Obviously, all these things which I talk about, getting a new smart TV and connected it to my neighbour's Wi-Fi and things like that, is all a lie. Yeah. But you're sort of selling it as if this did happen, but really, you know, everyone knows it didn't.
It's all stuff that like even if people don't try to find whether it's true or not, like it's all stuff which like. It's not too far-fetched. From an audience perspective, like
you've got a member in audience just making notes, being like, right, let's find this fucker on Facebook.
The TV you bought, you man, I've just looked. It doesn't connect to the internet.
Yeah, the bandwidth on that Wi-Fi never would have reached.
That's not reaching through walls.
Which bit of the house was it in?
Was it a terraced house? Because if it wasn't, there's no way the connection will reach.
That is probably that.
You can have that.
That's getting put in.
Shall we crack on?
Should we get into it?
I think
I'm up for that. I'm up for that.
Okay, so this is going to be All Made Up with Danny Davies.
It's all made up, baby.
So, Danny, welcome once again to the All Made Up podcast.
Thanks again.
So
it's a pleasure.
Very nice, very nice. So, imagine that this is like a writer's room.
Okay.
You're a lead writer, and we're just like your assistants helping you get the story created. Okay. So, what you can see in front of you is 3 pots. There's going to be a start line, like a prompt line, and a finishing line for the story. But before we jump into them, we're going to build a character. Okay. So what would you like your character's name for today to be?
I want to keep it simple. We'll go with Richard. Does he need a surname?
Yeah.
Could
be like Seal, you don't know.
Do you know what? We'll just call him Rich.
Rich. Right, okay.
Rich.
And is he?
We'll find out.
And is we've got an age on Rich. How old is he?
35.
Okay, that's
Okay, and who's he living with? Has he got family?
He lives alone. 3 cats.
Okay. 3 cats.
3 cats.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And go on, what was you going to say?
He's not that rich. So he's got 3 cats, 35, and
whereabouts is he living?
Yeah, what part of the country?
I want to try and make him middle class. Right. You know, we're not dealing with scum.
So say, not lead
then. We'll say Surrey.
Okay, nice.
Surrey.
And has he got a job?
He is a mountain guide.
Okay,
a mountain
Mountain
guide.
guide
In Surrey.
in Surrey.
Isn't Surrey famously flat?
Yeah, it's pretty flat, mate. Yeah.
No, he travels for work.
Yeah,
He thinks outside the box.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
thinks outside the box.
Yeah, he travels for work. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I like that, though.
Yeah.
I like the idea.
I want the most difficult commute.
I like the idea of him guiding them, but remotely.
Yeah, yeah.
He's on Zoom.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Don't go that way.
So
Fuck.
he put his thing is like he'll guide you remotely. You put a little headset in. Do you know like when you're doing like a guided tour?
Yeah.
Like one of them, so he can do it from Surrey, from his home.
So sort of like
with
a
his
Zoom gig
cats.
of Pete the Frog, but he's delayed in the
Yeah,
earpiece.
exactly.
So he's an entrepreneur.
Yeah, in a way.
So-
A mogul,
Yeah.
if you will.
Just quickly, if he's doing this tour, right, I imagine if you're that far out, signal must be an issue. So does he send them like an antenna that they have to wear or like carry with them? You know what I mean?
You'll send someone will have like a backpack, obviously with all the antennas for signal.
Right.
Everyone's got an earpiece in.
Yeah.
You know, if he's feeling up for it, he will travel for work.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
generally speaking, he likes to stay at home, look after the cats.
Yeah, I think when COVID hit, he's thought, how can I work from home? And that's how he's done it.
Yeah.
He's created this little
People were walking all the time, weren't they?
exactly.
So-
He likes to work from home while staying active.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. He's on a treadmill.
A little Peloton.
Massive incline as well.
on 9 as well. Yeah.
We're all on this.
Put it down.
Oh, that's
that is very good.
He's got one of those altitude tanks in his back of him as well, just to really try and make himself feel like he's there.
With a second story house, mate. It's not that high. Yeah.
Okay. Has he got any friends? Like, is he? Because it doesn't sound like he's got a
Oh
partner.
no, he's a popular guy. He's a popular
Alright.
guy. He chooses to live with the cats. He's very chauvinistic, hates women. He simply will not have them in the house.
Right.
All the
All
cats
male
are male.
cats.
All male
Yeah.
cats,
So the only pussy in
non-castrated.
his house is a pedigree cat.
But
Yeah.
he has, you know, he socialises. He's got friends, plays squash.
Okay, yeah.
Only on weekends though. Likes to keep his weeks fairly open.
Yeah,
You know, the weeks are the busiest days for the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's he taking payment for this? Has he got like how much is he charging for a tour?
Well, it all depends on the mountain.
Right,
It
okay.
depends on the size of the mountain, the risk involved.
Yeah.
You
For
know,
who? For the people who are there. He's not there.
Yeah, no, but that's
No,
it.
it's funny that he would charge
pick
more.
holes in the story.
Yeah. No, I think it's funny that he would charge more for a dangerous mountain that he wasn't at.
of course, you know,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what I mean. I think it's funny that he would.
Yeah.
He'd be like,
He's-
"That's a dangerous one, so it'll be extra £100."
Yeah, well, of course,
he's
you
got
know,
a big card,
it can range between 250 and 450, depending on the mountain or the day of the week.
And does he work internationally as well? Like, he could guide someone who's going up like, I don't know, Meru or something like that.
His talents know no bounds.
Right, yeah. The sky's the limit.
He will not be bound by distance.
Yeah, exactly right. Okay, I like that.
What is the name of his company? If he had a name for this company, what would it be?
Is it Ain't No Mountain High Enough?
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that. That is very good.
We're going to go with that.
Yeah, Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
We'll go with that.
So we've got Rich. He has Ain't No Mountain High Enough, and he's a mountain guide who actually doesn't attend the mountain route.
Yeah.
He does it remotely from his computer.
Let's say maybe, you know, he did used to be there in person.
Yeah.
But you know, he didn't like the risk involved. You can't just leave the cats to go into the into the foster care system. You know what happens to kids in that system?
What if the reason is he doesn't climb is because he's like, well, who's going to feed the cats? So that he's very able to.
Cats are his whale.
But yeah, it's just like, I just can't be away from these. It's easier for me to guide from here than to have someone come round and look after these.
Yeah, like I said before, I think the sort of lockdown sort of forced him into that, and he's like, you know what, this is actually nice. I don't have to go and do it.
Yeah.
I'm here with my cats. I don't want to leave them anymore. Like, I'm going to do this, and people are paying me for it. So why would I not?
Why would he leave the house?
Yeah,
Yeah.
loads of companies now. Like loads of companies haven't gone back to the office, have they?
Yeah,
A lot of people
I like
say
the
that.
idea of him starting to like stream it on Twitch as well. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
someone get
like one of
involved.
those, like one of those real life streams.
Does he try to bring nature in his house? So like he's got like a waterfall in each room. You know what I mean? I imagine like is it
Lots
just
of
like
plants.
Yeah.
A rockery in the conservatory.
yeah,
Yeah, so I think
cat litter all over the bottom of the attic.
He calls it the rockery.
you know what? I think we've got a nice little image here of what this guy is. I think we've put enough flesh on the character for now.
I hate it when he says flesh.
Put flesh on a
Enough meat on the bones.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Right, okay. So I reckon we get our first line, the opening line for this story, which is the green one. So there's going to be a blank, and where the blank is, say, Rich.
Rich invested all their money in real estate.
Right, okay. So that's where the story's starting. Rich invested all their money in real estate.
Okay.
And if you pick up one of the red ones, this is where we're leading to. This is the ending.
It says, once we do this, there's no going back.
Once we do this, there's no going back. Right, okay.
That last line could be the start of someone else's mountain journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's
Hey,
maybe what
mate,
he
you
says at the
rush into
start.
the end, you. I tell you,
just
what,
saying-
you just
I'm
enjoy
saying-
the journey.
As an avenue.
That's his company slogan.
Enjoy the journey.
Enjoy
yeah.
the journey.
Yeah, I like that.
I like the idea as well. Have you seen Modern Family?
Yeah.
You know when Phil Dunphy's not well, but he doesn't want to miss the family party, so they've got him on an iPad on a stand and they wheel him round, and he's like,
Yes,
it's like he's on FaceTime. I like the
That's
idea
funny.
of him being there, and his mate with the antennas pulling him along up the mountain.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, is this person got the antenna like on their head? Is it like
He could have.
Well,
Whatever's best for signal.
Right.
Well, I was thinking, is he sort of like, he can only focus on one trip at a time, or could there be like 3 different expeditions going on and he's sort of on comms for all of them?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I like that. I like
So
that.
like, there could be that sort of dilemma in the future where he's giving one instructions.
He's like Obama in the war room when they're going in to kill Bin Laden. He's just there. He's focusing on everything.
Yeah.
Three screens at once.
right, I like that.
Keyboard with LED lights in and stuff.
Yeah, but it's the multicoloured one as well.
It's like the last,
It changes constantly.
I imagine it's like the last day of the Premier League and the top 3 teams are fighting for the top spot. That's what you've got, like 3 different things going on. There's been a penalty.
But
Right.
for who? Chris Kamara.
Has they? Right. So
First line, yeah.
Yeah, first line, which is what is it? Buying real estate.
He's invested all his money in real estate.
So how much money has he made? Like, and how many houses has he bought?
It doesn't have to be houses.
What?
Yeah.
All right. That's
Yeah,
a
it
good
could be.
point.
It could be something more. I don't know.
Or,
Mountains.
yeah, could it be like, do you like mountain rescue? Like, say he's, do you like if you go up Snowdon?
Yeah.
Obviously, they've got like the cafe at the top. But maybe he's
cafe.
invested his real estate into like emergency sites on different mountains.
Right. Okay.
So he's like, I'm feeding back into my business.
That's where the real money is.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
People falling over.
Yeah.
Well, let's.
The real money's in first aid.
Exactly. Well,
If
no
you've
one
got
knows
plasters-
this, but inflation doesn't exist above 5,000 metres. You know what I mean? He's like,
Here we go.
my money's safe.
I'm going to add a bit of a twist in this. So I don't think his money is safe.
Okay.
I think he's invested all. It says he's invested all his money into it. So
Oh, he has. He's went in. He's went in head first.
He needs this to work. So let's
Yeah.
say that he's invested in these little stations around different mountains
Yeah.
for safety. Yeah. Let's say that money's not going well because he's invested, or it's at least a risk.
Is it too tight to mention?
Money's too tight to mention. But what I'm thinking is, does he need people to start getting injured in order for these? Do you know what I mean? He's creating little obstacles
Maybe
on the mountain.
he's intentionally sending the less experienced climbers on the most dangerous routes.
Yeah.
That's a good
Forcing them into the medical centres, or the medical huts
Yeah.
on the mountain.
And they have to pay for treatment. It isn't an NHS thing.
It
It's
doesn't come
private.
as part of the package.
Yeah, so it's like,
that's
oh,
a
you
great
brought your
shout.
arm, is it? What, you can't get to an hospital? Oh, well, I've got this medical station close by. $4,000. Put your arm in a cast.
it's-
Maybe
you
not
go.
that extreme, but at least that's how he's making his
yeah.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
There's
is-
at least money coming back in.
Yeah.
But he started out honest. I think. I think he started out
Well, he
honest.
did.
and,
You
and
know,
I
he
think.
started out as an honest man with a love for the outdoors
Yeah.
and feline creatures.
Yeah.
COVID hit him really hard, as it did with a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
And he just hasn't quite been able to financially recover, which
Yeah.
has sort of forced him into trying to make money a little bit backhanded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the thing which could have like pushed him over the edges. So obviously he's put all his money in for the right reasons at the start, and obviously he's been guiding them so well
Yeah.
that they've not needed to go to the medical
Yeah.
centres, which he thought, oh, this might be a way of making money. Anyway, what I'm thinking is to maybe sort of like push the stakes. One of his cats get ill, like
Yeah.
quite severely, and
He
it's
needs the money for the treatment.
vets bills are expensive, mate. They
Yeah.
are very
they are, they are.
expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
extortionate.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe that's what tips him over the edge of like, I can't let, what's the cat's names? I think it'd be important that we know him.
We'll go with Stephen,
Stephen.
Connor,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard Jr.
Richard
Right.
Jr.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, well, obviously Richard Jr. is the one, surely, who's got.
Yeah.
It's got to be the one closest to his heart.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's got a lot of problems.
The cat's
yeah.
been in the
Which-
family for a few years. It's passed down from his father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on his lap when he's doing like these little
He likes to turn round in the chair to the Zoom call with the cat.
proper Dr. Evil.
Yeah. That's funny, but the cat's just dripped out in regatta.
Cat's got carry more pants on and shit like that.
So maybe the cat. He's invested all his money, but now he's found out that the cat needs this really expensive operation.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
what-
like maybe a heart transplant for a cat. Or something. There's only one vet that can do it in the world, maybe, or something like that. Like.
Let's think of like what the illness or like ailment or what's happened to this cat. Has it got out of the house and got run over? Like, and it needs, I don't know. Let's
Yeah,
just
so
think.
Scientifically speaking, cats can get a thing called feline AIDS,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
which is detrimental to the species.
Right.
It's true. They
Bet you
actually
bet there's a lot of things.
It's true. It's true.
Do you want to tell you what I like about this? Have you got cats?
Yeah.
Yeah, you foster cats.
I love cats. Yeah.
Cats are great.
Yeah.
And I've got a little cat called-
called
I'll
Mickey
show you a
that
cat
hugs
after.
you. I'll show you my cat.
Yeah.
My cat's called Willie, and I'll
Yeah.
show you that. But the cat,
And the cat's dick is huge.
it's all dick.
All dick. All
Have you
dick.
seen
He
a
hasn't
cat-
got a tail.
have you
He
seen a
just
cat's
wags
dick?
his dick if he's getting pissed off.
Have you seen a cat's dick?
It's got them weird
like a hook,
spikes on.
innit?
Well, factually speaking, as cute as cats may be, cats are serial rapists.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the only way they can breed.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if you know this. Little fun fact about cat dicks, which is actually, weirdly enough, this is the second time in less than a week I've had this conversation because we spoke about this on our podcast on Thursday. I just like to drop constant knowledge about the genitalia of animals. The cat's dick has got spikes.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that. So as its dick comes out, it's got like a little dick sheath. So its dick comes out and the spikes are facing that way. So when it puts its
Jesus.
dick into the female cat, she can't get away.
That is insane.
That's the same as a duck, isn't it? Ducks also have like a corkscrew.
Ducks have got a corkscrew shaped dick, which can grow up to 7 inches. Would you believe?
Yeah, ducks are also serial rapists as well.
Interesting fact about the duck, about the ducks, the female duck's vagina. She actually is
it a
vagina
bottle
is
of
shaped
red?
like a corkscrew, a corkscrew. To obviously accommodate for the corkscrew penis of the mallard.
Yeah.
But she's got sort of fake passages down within it, so that if a duck decides to mate with her that she doesn't
Classic.
want, she can send them down the
Really?
wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like ducks, female ducks are constantly getting raped.
Right.
What a line.
I imagine.
Clip that. Female ducks are constantly getting raped.
I imagine that all this information is in part of Rich's introduction speech to the people that are going on the mountains.
Yeah, he knows a lot about
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Before you take your first steps
Yeah.
to the summit.
Yeah, just so you know, I can't come with you. My cats, you know, they have problems. Ducks have problems. Stay away from ducks. Stay away from cats.
Do you know how they used to make corkscrews with ducks?
Let me tell you about the duck's penis before you take your first steps.
Yeah.
It's shaped like a corkscrew, and apparently they love to rape.
Right. Right. Anyway, so back to the less of the sexual assault of animals.
Of course.
So this cat's got cat AIDS, and there is no cure for cat AIDS, is there?
It's a downward spiral. for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. So maybe there's
Just ask Easy E.
yeah, well, yeah. Right, I imagine the cat dressed as Freddie Mercury.
It's got the mustache and the
Yeah.
and the Hoover and stuff.
So what we're saying
That's
is
funny.
the cat is obviously really, really ill.
Really,
And-
it's getting
and
worse by the day.
Getting worse by the day. It needs treatment. It's going to be expensive. That's what we've gathered. Right.
Yeah.
So before we get our next prompt, let's just say that there has been a few bookings for Rich.
Yeah.
Doing 3 different mountains.
He's a busy man.
So he's got 3 different mountains coming up.
Maybe the 3 peaks: Snowdon, Scarfell, and Ben Nevis.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like corporate events, so the big
Yeah,
ones.
because if they're in different time zones, he'd be all over the shop.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
there's
Different time zones are all in the UK.
No, he's on about.
That's
If
what
it was, if it was,
yeah.
you know what Scottish you like?
Like Scotland, England, and
Well,
Wales.
he's again as if Fergus.
Right, okay, so let's just the people going on this expedition, should we make it like a Duke of Edinburgh award? And it's
Absolutely.
like, yeah.
Children and teachers are going together.
And like it's from a private school, so he knows them into right.
He is from Surrey.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
familiar with a few rather upper class.
Okay, so let's say that he's had these 3 bookings, and for the following week.
Yeah.
So beforehand, obviously, he's wanting to make these climbs. Is he just sending them down different paths, or is he gone out there and sort of like put slippy things down? You know, like put water on rocks, so it's like icy.
I'd like to think this sort of the sudden turn in the health of Richard Jr. It's not only taken a mental toll on him, it's sort of changed who he is as a person. He, as you say, he started out as an honest man.
Yeah.
And then he simply can't forgive the world for what's happened.
I think he knows the idea of like different routes up the mountains being like, this is the easiest one, this is the hardest one, and he's just like, I'm just going to take everyone off piste.
Yeah,
and he's like,
okay.
and he's like they're that inexperienced
Yeah.
that I'll just keep giving them bad wrong turns, and eventually
Well,
something will go wrong.
they've paid for his guidance,
Yeah.
so they're going to take his word for it, aren't they?
He's
Basically.
almost trying to force them towards the medical, the sort of medical huts.
yeah, as
Yeah.
close as you can. Yeah.
He's rerouted the actual path.
Yeah.
And
Well, you trust him, wouldn't you? You trust, like when you went Kilimanjaro, you trusted your guides. If you didn't have a clue where you were
course.
going, like you just, it's like going on a tour somewhere. You just trust them, don't you? Like,
why wouldn't you?
yeah, it's
Okay, well I like that. So we've created that bit of tension now. So there's 3 groups going on the 3 peaks.
Yeah, we'll say Eton, Harrow, and another private school. What's another private school?
So
right?
maybe one from St Andrews in Scotland.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
So like
okay.
three.
Three elite schools.
Yeah.
Three elite schools. They paid good money for this guidance to go up these 3 peaks.
Some of these children are touted as some of the best rowers to in the future come out to Cambridge.
So
or
much
Oxford.
potential.
Yeah.
So much
100%.
potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, future prime ministers,
future
all this.
politicians, future paedophiles. Usually the same thing.
But yeah, he has he basically they're going on this trek. So I reckon we get a prompt in now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So if you
red
pick
one.
one, no, the yellow
Yellow
one.
one
So if you
again.
pick a yellow one.
Oh, the yellow one. Yes. They knew they had to buy the lizard,
Okay.
Right, okay.
That-
They knew they had to buy the lizard.
Okay.
and that's it.
Yeah. Well, that works. I've got. Go on. What's your idea?
You go first, mate.
Right. Okay. I imagine it's a poisonous lizard. Right. Okay. Maybe he buys a Komodo dragon. He goes massive.
I like that.
Because they've got so much bacteria in their mouth.
Yeah.
When they bite you, you'll die of an
skin can
infection.
erode.
Yeah, and they follow you and then just eat you.
Yeah.
So it's like they're
So much animal knowledge in this pod today.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
all here for it.
That's what I'm here for, boys.
yeah. That's I like the idea of it being a Komodo dragon because that is massive.
What? So
Yeah.
he's bought that
Yeah.
beforehand before they go on this.
Bought 3 of them.
Yeah.
3 of them.
Yeah.
One for each cat.
peak.
Yeah. One for each peak.
You know how reptiles work, don't you?
Yeah, of course, mate.
They need
Yeah.
heat.
Yeah,
and you
it's-
put one in the
Mate.
peaks in Scotland, it would die in about 3 seconds.
He's wrapped it in Carrymore.
Yeah.
Exactly,
He's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
The one up Snowdon's in full head to toe in Berghouse. Right?
So I like the idea, right? I think that's like the ace up his sleeve. These
Yeah.
3 Komodo
Yeah,
dragons.
yeah.
So he's thinking, this is a fucking last resort. These Komodo dragons, I'm going to
Yeah.
put them on a certain route, and I'm
Wait,
only
yeah.
going to use them.
Are they on
if
radios as well?
yeah,
Yeah, they're well trained.
Absolutely.
He speaks in parcel tongue to him.
Harry Potter.
yeah. And what is it like a sleeper agent? Is it when them like agents
Yeah,
when
and they activate.
Yeah, they activate. Yeah.
What, it's just sitting around the Highlands?
It's just waiting for the
Yeah.
call.
No, Joe, it's in a 2-man tent.
Right. Okay.
That's funny.
He's got a little fire outside, some soup on, just waiting.
That's hilarious.
I like that. They're just waiting. They've got like a radio each in the tent, and they're just waiting for Richard.
Yeah.
Just waiting for him to give the word. The hikers are 1.5 miles out. Be prepared. Take the coat off. You look less intimidating.
Yeah.
They go like, activate.
Putting like the camouflage paint on them as well, even though they are pretty well.
Ramboing it up on the fucking up Ben Nevis.
They're proper. Yeah, they're
But
like,
their arms barely reach.
No, they have like a face stamp that they put the face into. Like
He's gone all out, Rich. For
yeah,
this.
yeah. He's wondering why he's got no money left.
He's
The
given
illness,
them
of,
everything.
the illness of Richard Jr. has really turned him from an honest man to quite deviant. He's not the man that he was.
Well, killing children with a Komodo dragon's quite a leap, isn't it?
Right, here we go then.
You know what, I hadn't pieced together what we were actually getting at. I was taking it one by one. Like, okay, now there's I hadn't actually put the thought of we're murdering children with the most dangerous reptile on the planet.
and the motive is a poorly cat.
That's
sinister.
It's all stemmed from that. It's like Dr. Evil with Mini-Me, you know, when he gets, you know, when Mini-Me starts to say, see, like, maybe he's not a good guy, and that just fucks him up.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is, so the money what these schools have paid for the guide, has that already reached Rich's bank account, or does it reach upon completion?
No,
is
no,
it a
because
deposit? Is
see,
it?
Rich is a smart man. He's built a multinational business. He's invested all of his money in real estate. It's clearly
Oh, yeah. He knows his reptiles.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Everyone on this podcast.
Yeah,
So,
Richard knows his species by the penis. He's a wise man. He's fully aware that these 3 schools, the chances are they're not making it back. So he's had to take payments up front.
But I think what I was going to say, Danny, just to cut in, he can't have these kids die. I think that's because how would he make money out of the medical facilities? He's
he's gonna
making
maim
money.
it.
Yeah.
In America, though, if you're in hospital and you die, you've still got to pay the medical bills.
But
Maybe so it's not too obvious what he's doing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Some
I think,
can die.
well, I reckon he's going to make.
I'm with you.
I think if he can get injuries and broken bones and things like that, and they have to reach his medical facility, that is more.
Yeah. So these Komodo dragons are just putting
just there,
16-year-olds in arm bars.
As long long as they tap out, they're fine. As long as they tap out, they let them go.
They've got this amazing mouth of bacteria, but they choose to punch the kids.
But the Komodo dragon, last line of defence. The last line. Like,
No, so I've got a bit of a. So I think maybe he's made them sign like a specific insurance thing. Like, so that they have to use his medical facility. So if they get injured, so that's how he makes his extra money.
What is sign waivers? Should you run into any deadly reptiles upon the trip
And they're like,
in Scotland?
It'll cost you this. And he'll be like, I'm never going to run into one of them.
You're signing away. You're like, what are the odds?
Well, that's it, because I don't think that these are paid top dollar for the guide. They paid decent money, but for him to make more, it's through the medical facilities that they're making more money.
His money's not being made through the mountain climb. That's just the front.
Right.
The whole operation.
I think. So it's like, I imagine he's guiding them up this mountain, and then let's say one of the climbers has fell, and it's like, oh, he's broke his arm, and then he's putting it into an Excel spreadsheet. Oh, that's how I've just made $2,000 off that kid fall, and he's got a target he has to hit for. It's like
when they're raising money.
Yeah, so he's right, sprained ankle, $350. Like, and he's putting it into his spreadsheet, and it's like 250 quid.
Oh, right. I think they're £3.50. I was like, why did you make it a tenner?
Victorian times.
At least making a $5.
So what's his target for this cat to be made well again? Like,
Let's say he needs a flat fee of $15,000 for this experimental surgery. There's no guarantee it'll even work.
Yeah.
That's true.
I also think that he's got a countdown for the cat. Because it's dying, and it's a race against time.
Got it on the wall.
The cat's in the vets. He's like, just keep it. We're not doing the operation without the money. And he's like, I'll get you the money.
And
then it's counting down.
Nice.
The money's on its way.
He's got live streams. His cat just going.
I imagine
He's got one of those Y2K countdowns.
Yeah.
Have you seen them people on TikTok who do like it's always like Far East Asian people who have got like a severely ill child on a bed, and instead of taking it to have you not seen these?
No.
These are real.
I've got a different algorithm to you.
There's nothing gets me going like the death of children. I'll tell you that. Like it's always like kids, and like these are genuine. If I find one, I'll send you it. You're gonna love them. And it's children who are like really like severely ill and like disabled, things that you've never even thought were possible. And like their dad will be on a bed with them asking for gifts on TikTok to raise money.
No.
Jeez. I swear down. I like to watch them but not send the gifts.
Yeah. That's it's mad what you can find on TikTok.
Oh mate, it's
up. There's just going back to the story.
Imagine women jumping up and down.
I like the idea. I like the idea of the cat being with the vet, but in like a hospital bed, and like sat upright like that with a drip.
Yeah.
You know,
I get what you mean.
And its heart rate slowly coming down like throughout the story. So every so often, like if it was in the film, it would reference the cat and like.
Of course.
So quick. Like let's say on one mountain, someone sprained their ankle.
Yeah.
Right? So Giles has fallen. Fuck my ankle. It hurts. You know.
You say your uncle? No, my uncle.
Yeah.
Really sore. Quickly get the pop sock out. You know, right? And then another someone else does what? Breaks an arm?
Should we say there's been a severe injury on one of these as well?
Yeah, but you're the lead, right?
Going to be.
Yeah, you're the lead, right?
Let's say somebody has fallen.
Okay.
Because Richard, he's obviously been up the mountains before. He's changed the signs, you know, for the routes where they got the arrows. He's put them the other way, taking them off track. He needs the more risk involved for these people, the more reward potentially is coming back to Richard. He's a businessman at heart. So he's taking them up things that aren't even routes. He's got 14-year-old kids free climbing Ben Nevis in the middle of winter. Teachers are just behind them.
And he's in the earpiece as well, so he can be like, but this part's a free climb. Yeah, do you know what I mean? He's he's telling them.
The sign says go left. Ignore the signs. Go right. Go right. He's let's say a kid's fallen, cracked its skull.
Right, that's severe.
Yeah.
Severe.
Yeah.
But it gets him where he needs to be.
Yeah.
We've got an hour.
But I think we've got to. He's not. I don't think he is evil. I don't think this character's evil. He's got something that he needs to save.
I think he feels bad about it. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he does feel bad.
Yeah, but he's not an inherently evil man.
No,
but
he's conflicted.
He would do whatever he needs to do.
Yeah,
you don't know what you're capable of.
To save Richard Jr., even if that means
Komodo dragon
murdering groups of children with Komodo dragons.
Remember, they're a last resort.
Yeah, they are.
Komodo Dragons are last resort.
Can one of the Komodo Dragons be called Steve Seagal?
Absolutely.
I just really like the idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everyone having like one's called Rocky, one's called Steve Seagal,
One's
and the other
called
one could
Arnie.
be- Yeah, Arnie.
All of his favourite actors, all of the greats.
But so I think that he starts out with, you're saying, he starts out with just like breaking ankles and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
like I said,
I
I
don't
think
think he wants, I think that, but then it maybe gets to a point like, I'm not making enough money in time.
I think it's medical bit. I genuinely think
Needs must.
It's like injury stuff, because I think if you look at it this way, and we're taking it another level, if a kid or if someone died on an expedition, that's his tour guide stuff.
Right.
He's game over, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
It depends how into detail he goes on the waiver forms as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they finished the climb though.
Well, I mean, if you're climbing a mountain, whether you could have the best guides in the world, but you've still got to understand there's a certain level of risk involved for yourself.
What if, say, someone like everyone gets a blister, right? And
Blister. I like going small with it as well.
yes.
Okay.
Blister
Yeah,
plaster,
yeah.
$5.
Well, no, I wouldn't even say that. He's like, someone gets a blister, and they're like, Rich, what do we do? He's like, peel it off. Just peel the skin immediately. And they're like, are you sure? Yeah, it'll dry it out quicker.
But I've heard the fluid from blisters can attract Komodo dragons. Don't be done it. Don't worry.
I imagine he's always trying to like just the twisted ankle, give it a like rotate it, see if you can get it back in place. So he's like constantly trying to make it worse and worse.
Yeah.
And as this goes on, someone's like, "Oh, I've got a headache." He's like, "I wouldn't drink water." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're like wilting. Each of the groups.
Yeah, he's just exactly.
So
If you got a headache, drink a can of Pepsi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So does he get them into? Do one of the students actually end up in the health centres then? Is that?
Yeah, I think he's sort of, like I said, totting it up as they're going round, because he knows that they have to come down at some point in order to. Once you're going up, you come down. You know what I mean? And how much treatment are they going to need in order for me to be able to save my cat Rich?
Yeah.
Right, I reckon we've got it there. I reckon, so each of the groups are midway up the relevant peak for their group. Let's get another prompt in there.
Green, is that the yellow ones?
Do you want to pause and go tell them to
Yeah.
No, it's they'll go in a minute.
It's one of the mountain climbing groups.
Yeah, we've just got a lot of noise coming in the background. I think it's the theatre group next door.
Yeah.
But they'll be fine.
The prompts of the yellow ones.
Prompts of the yellow
Just
ones.
wait till we release this Komodo Dragons. They won't be doing that then, will they?
Yeah, so if you go for one of the yellow ones.
A little mix around. Engraved into the butter was the message "help."
Engraved into the butter was the message "help."
I imagine this pack of butter to not be like a big pack. Do you know when you get in a hotel? It's like a tiny little foil of it.
I'd like to think maybe the students on the group. Let's say the Scarfell Pike group.
Yeah.
They've stumbled across Steven Seagal's tent.
Right.
Steven Seagal's gone out for a walk to clear his head. He realises the operation that he got involved in. He thought he was just there to guide mountains. He's started to piece it together.
Right. Okay.
He's seeing that
Komodo Dragons, Steve Seagal.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah.
There's nothing he can't do. Now, he's sort of starting to put two and two together. He's realised maybe this Richard isn't as nice as he initially seemed.
Right.
He's looked through. He's read between the lines.
Yeah.
He's realised. Oh,
You don't want to kill kids.
I'm not here to guide mountains.
Yeah.
I've been hired specifically to kill kids. Now, he's trying to break the stigma surrounding Komodo dragons.
Right.
He's sick of being reptile profiled.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Which is
He
a big,
hates it.
Yeah, big
He
thing.
hates it.
Yeah. He's trying to shed his skin.
So he's had to go out for a walk on the mountain, cigarette to clear his head.
Yeah.
But he needs to send a message. He needs to let the group know they're not safe.
I love the idea that he's saying this coherently in his head.
Yeah.
But he can't articulate it to a human.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But he
he just
can.
wrote help in the butter.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, but he can communicate to the two other Komodo dragons.
But they can also not speak English.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm thinking is if they're in sync and like forming some sort of counter operation to what Rich is doing, that's the angle, isn't it? What I was thinking in terms of the butter and help was I imagined when you used to go on a school trip, you used to get like a little bag for a packed lunch, little brown packed lunch.
Yep.
Oh, they'll get that on a private school trip, won't they?
But like you said,
if it's in a private school, the chances are nothing there, including the packed lunches, will be brown.
Yeah. The packed lunch is a wicker.
Yeah, and they've got the little butter in the sachet, and that's what they've engraved it into. Help.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also like the idea of the Komodo dragon sort of thinking, no, this isn't right.
So I was thinking, mate, he's had to go out. He simply can't live with himself if he goes through with what he's meant to go through with. He'll take the pay cut. He doesn't care. He's a reptile. He's not to.
It's a bank account.
He's thinking, I just hope that they stumble across this. So he's like, how can I send a message? I can't speak English. I'm a big lizard.
Yeah.
He engraves help and leaves it there, knowing they're on
the route
to stumble across it at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I like the route, that idea, and I like the idea of the dragons turning on Rich.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So just the idea of them as
forming an allegiance.
Yeah, like a special ops team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Komodo dragons,
making their way to Surrey.
Yeah, but like helping the kids. So like if they're gonna fall, they'll like
catch them.
They'll be ahead, and Rich will be like, maybe turn left there, and they'll be like, oh, I know if they turn left there, there'll be a slippery rock.
Yeah, what if
they've been and moved the rock and stuff like that.
If someone went turn left and there was a Komodo dragon there, I would immediately turn right.
No,
So
but like, they're ahead of
But
them.
what if the Komodo dragon? I mean, I've never been face to face with one, but I can imagine it'd be significantly less intimidating if it was wearing a bear house coat.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't even clock
you're gonna
it.
think maybe he's not like the rest.
Got 4 walking boots on.
You wouldn't. Your first thought wouldn't be that's a Komodo dragon. It'd be like,
what is
who's that?
Who is it? Who is
Yeah.
it? What's that? Is that a dog? Like you wouldn't think what
Yeah.
you initially thought.
Yeah.
But if I was going down your route and it was the case of they're then creating a counter-op mission to go and attack Rich or at least stop him, how are they getting there in time?
I do think the end goal for the Komodo dragons is to not only stop him, but the only way to stop him is to kill him.
Or kill his cat.
Kill his cat. Yeah.
Kill his cat and then him. Make him watch the cat die first.
Yeah. This is what's the
Maybe
last?
fuck 'em up.
What's the last line to the story? By the way, I'm just thinking.
Is it
The red one.
Red
The red one is, once we do this, there's no going back.
Right. Okay. So
It's fitting in.
That could work.
It's fitting in.
And Rich is obviously like fluent in parcel tongue.
Yeah, well, otherwise, how could they hire the Komodo dragons?
Yeah. So
Well, some people learnt skills in lockdown, didn't they?
Well, some people did, some people baked, some people learned
yeah.
to speak to lizards.
Yeah,
So
he was just watching Harry Potter
Yeah, Chambers of
non-stop.
Secrets.
Yeah.
Over and over.
Turns out it's not nonsense. It is actually a language.
You really tune in.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's how long we got left on time here, Lou?
We've got about 5 minutes.
Right. Let's
Okay.
just say then that he's guiding him like the wrong way, right? But the young people kind of cotton on to
Yeah.
what's going on, right?
Yeah.
In a sense of being
Well, they're
like
clever. They're clever kids.
Yeah.
Private school kids.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
aren't your average, stupid, horrible working class children.
Yeah. They're
That's
like,
just because there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it at all, but the kids in this story would view the working class.
yeah,
as
exactly.
scum.
But there is.
But like they're like that. But that's the summit. Like that's definitely, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The top of the mountain is at the top rather than down. So we need to keep going up. And one of them like leads the way. Maybe he's like the godson of Bear Grylls or something like that, right?
Okay.
You know. So they get to the top. Every group gets to the top of their mountain, and Rich is like in his head going,
He's
right,
lost
okay, well,
communication with the Komodos.
yeah. He's like, maybe at this point I can get them on the way down. So let's release the dragons, right?
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. And there's a button.
Stephen, Arnie, Rocky. Is it Rocky?
Yeah,
Could
Rocket.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I have the names.
Khabib.
I think maybe Stallone.
Yeah.
Stallone better. 'Cause, yeah.
So yeah, he messages him, and he's like, he's like, he just says in with a lisp, you know what you need to do, right? And
Them words you said.
Like
after all
zombies
this.
on COD.
yeah,
Fetch me their souls.
you know what you need to do. Like he's just got a lisp.
Yeah. Do you understand what a lisp is?
Yeah, it's,
There's only certain letters in where the list comes into play.
it's
Good morning.
yeah.
I like how he said, yeah, he's got a lisp. You know what you need to do. None of them words.
None of those words even could
Yeah.
possibly
You know what you
have an
do?
impediment. He doesn't even speak. He just
yeah.
You release, boys.
Yeah, it's delayed. It's delayed.
It's delayed. It's like the Premier League app. It's just delayed.
Right. So I'm Rich. Am I in this?
Casemiro's been sent off.
Right. So yeah.
So we could be the dragons.
There you
Yeah,
go.
and you could be the lisp. You could be Rich. You're activating us.
Right. Lizards.
You know what you need to do.
Yeah.
Hey, Rich has got a lisp, okay? You know what you need to do.
Throw the lisp away. The less fat on the story, the better. Fuck the lisp.
So yeah, he goes, yeah, you know what you need to do, right? I want a body count, 2 deaths each.
Right, all right, that's what you need.
Yeah, so six people need to die.
Right, okay.
Right, and
Richard's got to make his fucking money.
Yeah. So at this point, you've got your instructions. I imagine there's a conversation between the 3 of you.
Well, there simply must be.
Yeah.
We're on the radios, are we? Because one's in Scotland, one's in.
Yeah, I mean, how are we cutting him out of the conversation though? How does
Go to Channel 2, everybody.
yeah.
Not you, Rich.
No, Channel 4, he'll never suspect us.
Yeah.
Channel 2's too obvious.
Channel 6.
It's like, I got that.
Yeah, mate. Well, they all need to meet up somewhere as well, don't
Well,
they?
they all need to get to Surrey from where they are collectively.
Let's say we've got Komodo Dragons who are apparently fluent in English, but just with a speech impediment.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weirdest one ever.
They reckon
They
they
run
recognise the quality of Big House clothing.
From Scotland
Right.
to Surrey.
Is it so unrealistic that the Komodo Dragons, for the greater of mankind, have somehow communicated with the groups,
Right.
explained what's going on?
Yeah.
The groups, though they don't believe it,
Yeah.
have thought, this Komodo Dragon's speaking fluent English.
Yeah, I trust
Yeah.
it.
You're that too.
So
He's got a coat on.
they've explained everything, but in everyone's butter put together.
Yeah. Like,
They moulded
any products you have, we need them.
Yeah. That's funny.
They've written out explanation in their lunch.
Yeah.
It's in Latin, so they all understand it as well.
Well,
Yeah.
let's say one kid, per group, he's got a big dairy milk to preserve energy. That's enough room to at least write a paragraph. You can send a clear enough message on the back of a Marvellous Creations bar.
Oh, easy.
Good choice as well.
I like the jelly beans and the cotton candy and the chocolate. It's a weird mix, put them into it. They get them down safely to the bottom of the mountain. Each mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the way they do it is they show them the medical centre.
Yeah.
And maybe like it's
They realised
funded
something was
by-
off when Richard was selling merch in there.
yeah, exactly.
Like, who the fuck's Richard Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, why has he got a cast ready in my size?
Exactly.
I think Richard's branded the Komodo Dragons.
Yeah.
And they've gone, look, they've lifted up the burgers.
Yeah.
And gone. And like it's the same logo on the medical centres.
Yeah.
So they put 2 and 2 together.
Okay, it's like the Umbrella Corporation.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Anyway, so it's the same brand. They've clocked it. So the Commodores are like, right, now we've got to finish this. All the schools work together as well. They know about the cat somehow. They know about Rich Jr.
Yeah.
Well, he's been live streaming the whole thing on Twitch.
Exactly. We did say that at the start.
Yeah.
One of the kids on
He's
the phone.
seen the live stream.
He's seen the live stream.
Yeah.
And he's gone. And they're clever guys, remember? Clever guys and girls who go there. They've seen the IP address. They've routed it.
Yeah.
They've triangulated the coordinates.
The one thing he forgot was a VPN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use
That's
the
what runs
VPN.
on his operation.
Yeah.
So to try and wrap it up to get us into Richard's final hours.
Yeah.
The lizards have communicated with the groups collectively, gotten them down to the bottom of the mountain safely.
And private school, so they have actually got helicopter at the bottom.
Yeah.
And that's what's brought
That's how the lizards get together.
Yeah.
They fly to Surrey.
Can you imagine the 3 Komodo Dragons?
They fly to Surrey.
The Komodo Dragons in the back of an helicopter.
Yeah. So hang on.
And
You've got
it's
the ear defenders on still.
Creedence Clearwater Revival's playing.
Yeah. You better run through the jungle. Right. And just they go through Rich's door like a SWAT team, the 3 of them.
SEAL Team 6.
Right? Yeah. And Rich is like, and they go, what? Cat got your tongue?
No, so
And after that line, I'd like to think they take a second to fist bump each other because they thought that on the way, and it landed perfectly.
Do you know what it is? You know the scene in Batman, and it's the Joker, and he's dressed up as the nurse.
Yes.
So
He doesn't know it's them until he takes the mask off.
So he's gone visiting the cat, Rich Jr. There's 3 nurses over Rich Jr. He's going, oh, right, yeah, I've sent them the money. He's getting all the help he needs. Turns round, 3 Komodo Dragons dressed as nurses.
But he doesn't, similar to Two-Face in Batman.
Yeah.
Have you seen the scene when the Joker's he's dressed in the nurse's outfit and he goes to the side of his bed and his face is all burnt up?
Yeah.
You can clearly see it's the Joker, but he doesn't realise in the bed until he pulls the mask down. And then, have you seen?
is that Superman?
As soon as they move that little medical mask off the face.
Yeah,
So
it's like the glasses of Superman. What the hell? I didn't recognise you, Clark.
Yeah. So, right, as it stands, just to paint the picture for the listener viewer, because we're close to wrapping it up. As it stands, Rich is on the ward where the cat is, Rich Jr.
Yeah.
There's 3 nurses surrounded Rich Jr.
Yeah.
All in nurses' outfits. They turn around, they pull off I don't know why they'd be wearing a mask, but they take off the nurse's
they've got so
hat.
much bacteria in the mouth, they want to make sure that it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're nice at the end of the day. Inherently, they're not evil. They
If anything
want
we
to
have
stop.
learned from this is that it's that Komodo Dragons at heart are good guys.
Exactly. So they turn around, he notices it's the 3 Komodo Dragons. What's the names again? Rich, Arnie,
Rocky
/ Khabib. And
I like Khabib.
yeah. So what's he saying to him? Is he saying, guys, like what?
He's like,
What are you doing here?
I thought we had a deal.
Yeah. And then in parcel tongue again.
Yeah.
So go on, you be rich in this situation. Right. So it's like,
guys, this wasn't part of the plan.
Listen, Rich, we're sick of doing your plans.
What?
Our species has got a bad reputation anyway, and I'm not killing a lot of because people care more about private kids than they do public school children.
There's one thing you cannot kill: it's white children.
Yeah. But Rich Jr. will die.
No, he won't.
Well, this is it. Are they going to teach him a lesson by killing Rich Jr.?
No,
I think that although the Komodo Dragons are good guys, they simply can't forgive Rich for trying to use this.
What's the last line again?
The last line is, once we do this, there's no going back.
Right, so they're saying this. Maybe they're having a little collab, right? So Rich is there, and they're going, do we do it? Are we killing Rich Jr.? Is this the price?
And senior.
Yeah. No, so what I actually think, they choose that they're going to save the cat.
Right.
Because the money's there.
What if
the money's made? And I think, but they're like, we've got to get rid of him because he's out of control now.
They can retire the 3 richest Komodo Dragons of all time.
Well, they could run it. They could run the business.
They could bring mountain walks back to what they should have been.
Yeah, run by reptiles.
Good, honest family days out, run by the most dangerous species of reptile.
Yeah.
Man.
I think they're like, we can do this. We can bring mountaineering back to what it was.
Yeah.
Before this guy ruined it.
Okay, so they choose to kill Rich.
They've got to. He simply can't live.
He's out of control. He's gone too far.
Yeah,
he's never going to go back.
Do they all just go full UFC on him then?
No. What's the finisher move?
One ankle picks him, gets him in a knee bar.
What if cat AIDS kills humans really quickly? And they like inject him with the cat's blood.
I do like that, but I do also like the visual of 3 Komodo Dragons performing UFC moves on him.
What if?
Well, what if 2 have got to restrain him?
Yeah.
So let's say one gets his arms, he gets him in a crucifix position, an accurate jiu-jitsu turn. The other one secures both legs with a Dagestani leg lock.
Right, yeah.
Khabib will say.
Yeah.
Leaving.
He's the only lizard with a beard.
Keeps me warm.
Yeah. He's got what's it called? Is it the papaca? He's got that on. He's been on the mountain. It's cold up there. and then leaving. What was it?
Is it Rocky?
Leaving Rocky, who was who's him and Rich were friends. It hurts him to do this.
Yeah.
But he gets the needle and plunges it down into Richard.
Yeah.
Richard's looking at him. He's like, please don't.
And then maybe Rich's last words is that.
Which is?
Once we do this, there's no going back.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well done, Danny. Absolutely brilliant story. That was bonkers.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, it was a lot of visuals in that again.
Yeah. So many animals.
How did you find it, Danny?
I really enjoyed it. I thought that was really good. I was trying to think on the way in the car. I was like, I wonder what way this is going to go.
Yeah.
I didn't get close. I didn't get close.
No way.
No, believe it or not.
No, I thought it was ace. You did great as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Like, ran with the idea.
Oh yeah, you've got to have fun with it. I think, obviously this could be a bit of a way off, but like, as obviously the podcast and that keeps growing, it'd be really interesting if you could turn some of these stories into short films.
Well, that's
we said about that.
Definitely.
That's because, like, especially with, I don't know, I like.
Mate, you try and book 3 Komodo Dragons.
Do you know what would be absolutely mad?
I've got a few.
Right, be absolutely mad. What you just said there. Say 5 years down the line, right? Someone makes a film of this, and Steven Seagal plays himself as a Komodo dragon. That would be insane.
Yeah.
He's got no sort of makeup on to try and blend the fact that it's Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Komodo Dragon's got a ponytail.
Yeah.
And them little weird thin sunglasses.
Yeah. People are like, it's Khabib's first feature film. It's meant to be shit. Like,
Yeah, just to save us on the budget, Khabib could be a bearded dragon.
yeah, that is. Hey, that is good.
I like that.
But are we having a little break?
Yeah, we'll have a quick 5-minute break.
And when we come back, we are going to be coming up with the trailer. Or
trailer
like,
for it.
like coming up with a little trailer, like what shots we might see. How
You've
it
got to
would-
sell the film.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A little montage. So
Gotta sell it.
we'll be back very soon.
And we're back, everybody. We've just had a little bit of time off camera, having a chat about what it would be called, and we come up with some perlers.
Yeah, we did have some good ones, didn't we?
yeah.
We had Hiss Hiss Bang Bang.
Yeah, which I liked.
Hiss Hiss. Which other do we had?
That's peak.
That's P.
That's Peak.
Richie Stitch, I had.
Yeah, Richard Stitch.
Richard Stitch. I think we landed on. I forgot again.
What was it called?
Guide and Seek.
Guide and Seek.
Guide
There
and
we go.
Seek, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Guide and Seek.
Yeah. When
Forget
Danny
my own
suggested
ideas.
it, the roof went off. Right?
Yeah, you should have seen it.
Freezing.
I've left my coat in the car.
Yeah,
But I like coming up with a title for it. I just think it, like, you know what I mean? It gives it a nice little bookend.
Makes it real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if I saw Guide and Seek on a poster in a cinema, I'd be like, that would pull me in, right?
And I think the possibilities of posters that this film could have are endless. You've got like a really sort of evil looking man sat doing a Twitch live stream of his cat dying, whilst there's three like, imagine it like the way they used to do the Star Wars covers.
Yeah.
So like there's 3 Komodo dragons at the
Yeah,
top, and then and then Ben Nevis going up, and then the bottom's Richard. Like on a laptop holding the cat in the other hand, and then like you've got like you'd have like the Millennium Falcon would be swooping across. You've got like the helicopter going across and shit.
Yeah,
The possibilities are
I
really
imagine
endless.
the yellow eyes of the lizards looking down.
Well,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Going off that,
yeah.
if you had the 3 Komodo dragons and then Richard in the middle, but at the lower part, the mountain through the middle. But you know them pictures which sort of you look at it and then you squint and then you see something else. It's like the cat's face.
I like it.
It's like when
I
you
like
squint,
it.
you sort of realise the cat's face is
Like
in
it,
it.
when you move it that way.
It's like one of those reflective ones.
Yeah. Go on.
What would you if we were thinking a trailer for this, right? Okay. Like opening shot for the trailer. What ideas have people got here?
Right, so this is literally just coming to my head since you just mentioned it. Right, so imagine it's an extreme close up on a mouth, and it's someone like detailing like 300. Yeah. I thought it was Richard. I thought it was Richard's mouth, and he's going like 300 paces forward, take a left, and like it's just extreme close up.
Yeah.
Punches out, and then it's him on headphones, and you're thinking,
What's he doing?
What's he doing?
What could he
Yeah.
be?
What? Yeah, exactly. You're adding that bit of suspense, maybe.
But you can hear all the way through that. You can hear a boop, boop.
Yeah.
Times running out. What I'd like
Yeah.
as well in the trailer is because obviously you don't want to give too much away in the trailer, then what's the point in watching the film? I'd like to think the trailer depict the Komodo dragons as very ominous and potentially evil.
Yeah.
So whenever they do come on for a short time, they may be like following the group up the mountain.
Yeah.
But you've got no idea why.
Yeah.
Because why would there be a Komodo dragon? I'm
Exactly.
assuming it's still got the coat on.
Yeah.
Get a camel pack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. You've got to stay hydrated above anything else.
It's actually warm water.
You've got
Boiling hot water.
I like one of them shots where it's like, you know, like when I don't know, in like, is it Black Hawk Down or like Full Metal Jacket, like one of them American sort of and it's like a helicopter sort of flies over a forest, and
Some fella kneeling in front of it, like at the end of Platoon.
But you're thinking this is going to be like an army or something like that, and it is just the kids from the school like traveling to the
Yeah. One's hanging down on a ladder, still got his uniform on, pack lunch in the other hand and stuff.
It's the mum, because we all know there's nothing worse than parents dropping the kids off at school. That is the worst driving in the entire world.
It like the helicopter lands on someone's car that's just parked in the car park. You know what I mean?
It's okay, it's a Fiesta.
Yeah.
It was not an electronic vehicle.
And then the next thing is like boots hitting the ground. You know what I mean? They're like size 8s, and then you got like all the different kids, and you're like, what is this? Like military operation? And then it's a big map. Like, so where are we going, Giles? And then off they go.
I'd like the idea though if the map was like one of those water park maps you get where like it's very cartoony, and like it's like up one side there's like 3 dragons, and they're like, there's no way that's accurate.
No, I like that, and I think there's got to be a shot in the trailer of like a nurse saying to him, "You need to get this money." So the trailer, like you're saying, depicts him as a good guy.
Yeah.
But then when you watch the film, actually, he's the
So he's like dabbing the cat's brow. Right, and it's just
Put
like
one of those sponges on his lips.
yeah, exactly. He's just wilting.
Like the cat's on palliative care. He's just keeping its mouth just wet enough. Hold its paw. Hold on. Hold it a bit too tight in its claw. He goes, fuck.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
That is.
Yeah, and I like maybe it's ain't no mountain high enough in the background of the track, but it's like getting slowed down and sort of.
Sort of ominously playing.
Yeah, when it gets to like the scenes like you said, like it's the chat about the cat, it's the chat about Rich Jr., the pace of the music changes and it just gets a bit deeper.
Yeah, like Lewis Capaldi sang it.
Yeah. And go on.
It's like there ain't no mountain high enough to keep me away from you. You know what I mean? It's like it's the love for his cat, isn't it?
Yeah,
so.
it's a good metaphor.
Yeah,
it's a great metaphor actually.
It all loops back. I think that this is probably the most artistic process I've ever been a part of. I like it a lot.
You can play Rich in the film.
Yeah.
I think my lisp was superb.
That lisp, mate.
The actual lisp itself sounded great, but
you just didn't use any lispable words.
Yeah. Timing. You know when you say comedians, your jokes are great, but it's your timing that's off.
Your impediments, your speech impediments are great, but they're just off the pace.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything else in this trailer before we wrap it up.
No, I think the trailer is like intentionally aloof. I think it's a bit.
I think one thing that needs to be in the trailer, because obviously you want the film to appeal to all audiences, both sort of an older, middle-aged audience, but then you do want it to sort of appeal to a younger audience as well. A lot of younger people these days may not have heard of the Komodo Dragon, so I think it's important to put maybe put a little bit of them just streaming on Twitch in there, just so there's at least something everyone.
But do you know what? You know what? Thinking about it, obviously, I think we've had this sort of like sinister sort of thing in the back of our minds because it is sinister, but it does feel very like it could be sort of a Disney in a way. Do you know, like in the sense that if no kids actually did get killed, but there was that threat of kids being killed, and it's like Komodo dragons that talk. Yeah. You've got a main character who's trying to save his cat. You know what I mean? It could be a PG, but it could also be an 18.
Well, in Disney films,
depending on the director.
In Disney films, the bad guy never. The bad guy's never killed. The bad guy always kills themselves in Disney films. So like Scar falls off the cliff himself. Yeah. Like in Tarzan, the tiger hangs himself. Like they never kill them. Like they kill themselves, and that's what he's done in effect, hasn't he? He's put himself into a situation where he's just ended up.
Yeah, I mean,
he's running out of options, running out of time.
When we create stories, that's what we think about. You know what I mean? We make it for all audiences, and that's what I like about this writers' room. Very inclusive.
It is.
Yeah.
Having said that, Danny, you can now offer a line to the pot before we wrap it up. So if you can think of a sentence that you'd like someone else to deal with, it can be like a start line, end line, middle line, just something that someone else will have to incorporate into their story.
Okay, I like that. Without realising, he had participated in an alt-right rally.
That is a belter.
Without realising... What was that?
He participated in an alt-right rally.
That is very good.
I cannot wait for the story to be turned on its head.
Yeah. Imagine if that happened in this story.
Come on, those dragons what's this?
Yeah. They've got more money.
Right, well, I think we wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you once again,
boys,
Danny.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I'd love to come back and do it again. It was
fun.
fun.
Please.
We'd love to have you back.
That was sick.
Obviously, you've got your own podcast as well, which is great. So please tell people, because we will put your tags in there.
Thank
and
you.
stuff,
If you haven't heard of it or seen it before, it's called the What's Happening podcast. It's not unlike this. There's been a lot less talk gone into what we do. We just get together every Thursday night and we chat shit. We've got some really good episodes coming up as well.
Yeah.
If ever you're about Liverpool as well, the first Tuesday of every month, I do a show called Danny Davies and Friends at Hot Water Comedy Club. I just MC it, I host it, and I get some of my mates who are comedians to come down, do a little set.
Maybe watch the one which Harry. You just released the one with Harry, haven't you?
Harry had come out. I think it's the most recent one that's quite. It's just come out on Thursday. Yeah. Harry was talking about his journey up Kilimanjaro and stuff, and we got off on some tangents. But if you want to go and watch that, he was on there.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for having me on. That
for all the listeners and viewers, keep getting involved, keep following, keep supporting the page. It really does make a difference, as we keep saying. So thank you. And I am ready to stop. So this has been all made up with Danny Deegan. Danny Davies.
Danny Davies.
It's okay.
Double D.
The initials were right.